Hi everybody, I'm Lene Gehrig. Welcome to Paper Wishes vlog. I am really excited today to bring you from Rosie Studio this cute little collection. It's called Indigo Mist. It's got a 6x6 paper pack with 40 papers each. It's also got these great die cuts. There's 152, and it's also got vellum die cuts, and there's 42 pieces here. So I'm going to show you what's in each of these, give you a little preview here. So it's got 2 of each of these papers, and they're adorable small patterns. That's what I love about the 6x6 is the reduced pattern size, except occasionally, bam, you get this really great bold all over pattern. Really cute, fun papers. Here are the 152 die cuts right here. And so cute. They've got little doilies. They've got this gold foiling on them as well. This is a little window, and then you can just punch out these other little pieces. As you can see, 2 of each piece. Got little greetings, little sentiments in here, lots of florals, lots of leaves, lots of botanicals. All right, we'll move that over. And then here we've got these vellum stickers with glitter on them that are just, they're not stickers, vellum die cuts with glitter on them that are just adorable. See if I can get this out. Yay! Whoops, nope, not without it sticking. One lone little die cut. There we go. They're translucent. You can see, oops, through them a little bit there. And they've got these wonderful touches of glitter. Beautiful botanicals. There we go. Look at that. Aren't they pretty? So I'm going to show you what I did with these for projects. Scoop these up out of the way. There we go. All right, so first of all, here is this first card. So this one, I took 2 of the papers and cut them down. So I used this wonderful bold pink. See if I can find it in here. This one. Took a little strip of that one, and then this beautiful white paper that has this gold foiled roses. I'm not sure if they're roses actually. Here we go. Beautiful. Cut that down. This is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. I cut my papers just slightly smaller than the card, and then I used some Dazzle stickers. This is actually, I'm going to use the gold one. Here's one that I used. So these are butterfly Dazzle stickers. This one is the gold glittery butterfly. And I took one of the borders right here, as you can see, and I put that over the seam of the 2 papers. And then I took one of the butterflies here. This one has a great little swirly trail, and I actually removed the trail, cut that off, okay? And then go ahead and put that, kind of layered that with, this has some of the vellum die cuts here, and then one, just the regular paper die, which I foam taped. So I did the vellum ones first. Then I foam taped this large flower here. Took this little swirly butterfly trail and just tucked it right there, and then backed my butterfly with some of the same little scrap of white gold paper, and just glued the body with just a little bit of foam tape right there, and left those wings free so they could be manipulated. And then used one of the great little die cut greetings there for hello. Another little one using a little bit of pink from here. Just put a little bit of foam tape on there. One of the great things is I used was this Crafter's Companion small 3D foam pads. You get 20 in here, and they're just all these little pre-cut tiny little pieces of foam tape. There's probably a year or more supply in here, depending on how many cards you make. So those were great to use for this particular project. Here's another one, also a 5 by 6.5 inch card. For this one, I used this great, it's got this great black light bulb paper right there. And I just took that and I just glued it right across that, leaving a white border at the top and the bottom. Took one of these little windows, punched out all the little things there, and I backed it with some green gold, metallic gold paper, and glued that to the center. But before gluing it down, I just tucked in one of these little clock pieces, and then you can see I just cut that. I was extending off the edge, and I just cut that right there. Took one of the little bicycles, used the little foam tape there to lift that. Same thing with this cute little dog. And then a little more foam tape here under home is where you are. And just glued this little sentiment here. This is my happy. And then I wanted to use some of these adorable little pixie petals. This is a great color. I used it throughout this collection. This is called Mint. It's a nice green. And you can see this has got this sort of collaged look about it. And how I handle collages, I sort of started with my color scheme. So I've got the black light bulb paper, and then I just selected some of these elements that I wanted to use. And they had sort of a white, black, green color scheme. So I put some green behind the window, and I had the green dog and the green here, and I added the green flowers. You see, it just kind of develops into a color scheme, and it doesn't look so sort of haphazard. I should also mention I just used another sheet. These are black gilded butterfly dazzles, and I just put 2 small ones right there in the window. Okay, and then for this card, I used one of our thin slimline cards. They come with the cards and the envelopes. I believe there's 10 in a pack. What's great about this is you don't have to source the envelope for that. And for this one, I just used that little butterfly theme paper in here, which I just love. Oh, it's the first one right in the back. That one. So I just glued that right there, and then took another little piece of the pink paper. It's got a nice pink stripe. Where is it? There we go. Glued that right there. And then used another one of my little borders here. And then I just sort of layered on a few pieces. Here's one of the die cuts. Here's some of these really beautiful gold gilded leaves. Tucked those under the die cut. We've got some great little stars also cut from the die cuts. And then I foam taped, I glued the real deal here. And then this one, I just added a little foam tape there, and also a little foam tape to this cute little pink flower. And then this one right here also came from this sheet of butterfly dazzle stickers, as well as this little small one. Okay, so that was really easy and fun to put together. Now I want to show you how you can use the 6x6 paper and these elements to actually pull off a 12x12 page. So I'm going to start with this, and I need to zoom out a little bit here, Steve. Right. All right, so here is my black 12x12 cardstock, and I'm going to start off with 2 sheets of this 6x6 paper. Okay. And then I also have some gold metallic paper that I'm using. This is in 12x12. I'm just going to cut a couple of strips with this. So I'm going to use this. And then also I used one of the black plaid papers from the Indigo Mist paper pad. And I cut this into strips. Or rather, I tore it into strips. 4 strips. So you'll note, as I was tearing this, I just sort of visually did that in quarters, but you could also just take your paper, could fold it there, and then you could fold it again, okay? And then that kind of divides that up into 4 pieces. And what I did was, I want to use that white edge, okay? So if you tear it this way, the edge here that I'm getting is just the same as the paper. But if you tear it this way, opposite tearing, you're going to get this great white edge, and that's what I'm going for. All right, so I did this on all the different pieces here. Sort of pull the largest part towards you. Okay, and then there we go. And then this one is kind of the odd one out. I didn't tear it on. You're going to have one that's going to not have the white edge, rather. And then you can just go back and do a little bit of tearing, just like that, to give you that white edge. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces assembled here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I chose this gold border to sort of break up a lot of black here. We need to be a little bit wider in our zoom out. So here's the difference here. If I do this white edge like this as opposed to this, okay, you can see it gives us a little bit of this back. There we go. So we want this white edge to show here. And then I want to put this right here and that like that. So it breaks that up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to use my Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue right here. And another little bit of glue here. And you see I'm lining these outside edges, those white edges. And then this gold strip is actually what's going to bind those two 6x6 pieces together. All right, let's do that on the other side. Kind of align my white edges here. Okay. All right, so the first one, I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the left side of my page, about an inch to 1.25 inches from this edge. Okay. And then this is going to go right there. Make sure it's flush with the top of the page. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these on, but then I'm going to keep this edge open so I can slide my border in. I want everything to line up. Now, okay. All right. So now this one is going to just have a little bit of glue on it, and we're going to just slide it right under this one. There we go. All right. So now some of this, we have a little bit of edge here that I just want to trim even with the black. Kind of hard to see the black on the black background here, but just trimming off any little excess pieces that went over. All right, so now I've got this is a 6x4 inch photo. I've matted it with, put it on some black cardstock, and then that same metallic gold. I'm gonna put that offset right here so it's covering up the seam that's right here. We're gonna cover up the right side of that seam. There's a fuzz there. Okay, so now we've got the seam on this side. We're going to take care of that. So now I'm going to take some of these little cute little die cuts. Before I get this glue set, I'm going to tuck it right there. There's one. And then this part right here, I'm going to add some of these cute little die cuts. I think these look like magnolias. Glue one there. One right here over that seam. And then on these die cuts, I actually use some of those little pieces of foam tape. And I'm going to turn them so that they're all kind of going in different directions. I'm going to move this one down a little bit. Thank goodness that glue is repositional for a little while. There we go. Now I've got some of the vellum stems here from the vellum die cuts. We're just going to tuck that under these pieces. Just sort of building this border, and as I'm doing that, I am covering the seam Some people ask about, worrying about the glue showing through on the vellum. I find if you just use a very small amount, like right here, I'm just going to add a tiniest amount there. And if you put it on the darker portions, the painted portions of that leaf, it really does not show through. Here's a cute little celebrate when you can. I'm going to put that's got foam tape on it too, right over that doily. I've got some die cut leaves here, and I'm going to add those in among the flowers. Groups like this. Well, this one we're just going to tuck under. Go. And this one we're going to keep individually, just making sure we've covered up that seam. That is now completely covered there. All right, and I've got a great little piece of gold ribbon, and this comes from the gold and silver ribbon set. Should mention all of this is available at paperwishes.com. Let's see, I think I'm going to put that right there, actually, on the edge of those flowers. Okay. And now I've got a couple more of these little purple flowers. Have some foam tape on 2 of these. So just adding layers as we go. Let's see, let's put that right there. There's another one that these don't have foam tape on them. Put this one right there. Tuck that under a little bit. All right, so what do we got left here? Oh, I'm going to use some of these little black butterflies backed with some green paper. It's from this, let's see, black gilded butterfly dazzle stickers. We're just going to put a dot of glue right on the body there, just a little bit. I'm going to put that right there. And this one I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape here just to give it a little bit of a lift. There we go. That one up here. I've also got some of these little stars, gold stars from the die cuts. Put these around the butterflies. Go. And I've got some of these great little pixie petals in that mint color. I'm going to put one right here. And I love adding these little pixie petals because they just add a little bit of 3-dimension. I'm going to put one right here and one right there. All right, there we go. A quick and easy page put together using all the materials that were in the Indigo Mist, as well as some dazzle stickers and some little pixie petals, and then a little bit of ribbon. And then, of course, don't forget 1 sheet of gold metallic paper. And there's plenty of that left over for lots of other projects. All right, so you guys, we've got a great money saver on this Indigo Mist collection. And if you're watching us on our vlog page, you would just look to the right-hand side and you'll see the money saver for that. You just click on that. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link to the money saver as well as a link to paperwishes.com. You can find lots more videos and lots more fun things to play with. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.